What did you see?
The SUV. Thar Roxx, the SUV. इंतहा हो गई इंतजार की
आईना कुछ खबर मेरे यार की
ये हमें अपनी बेवफा वो नहीं
फिर वजह क्या हुई
इंतजार की इंतहा हो गई इंतजार की
आईना कुछ खबर आ गई लो खबर मेरे यार की बात जो है उसमें बात वो यहाँ कहीं नहीं किसी में वो है मेरी बस है मेरी शोर है यही गली गली में आ गई लो खबर मेरे यार की
The SUV is here.
Not the Thar, it's the Roxx.
Correct.
When you're sitting in traffic in Mumbai or in any of our cities, John, the traffic is really tight. You're in your car.
Right.
You look out of your window and all you can see is the detail of the car in the lane next to you.
Yeah.
Believe me, when the Roxx pulls up besides you, unless you're in the Roxx already, but if the Roxx pulls up beside you, you'll know, damn, that's the new Roxx.
Has it got to do with the alloy designs also? Because I really love these alloy designs.
John, that's Roxx 5 times. That's the alloy design.
Okay.
Again, you know, John, in every view, the car has to have a presence, a road presence, screen presence. You talk about, we talk about road presence, and that's all created by, you know, the stance and proportion of the car. Then we come to some details. Of course, the logo itself, we start there. The eyes, they are the window to the soul. We've spent a lot of time designing the C-shaped pillars. The six-pack grill, I'm sure you recognize that. We secretly call it the six-pack grill. And every detail is worked on, you know, by the team with our engineering colleagues in MRV. Again, the DRL or the tail lamp, again LED. There's the little notch. If you are sitting in your car, this is what you would see when the Roxx rocks up next to you. And 4x4, always that hint of who we are. We never lose that. And we're Mahindra. So that's proudly emblazoned on the top of the grill.
And I love that. Even when you look at the glove box inside, it says proudly made in India.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's really special.
So John, we have what we call a boilerplate, you know, riveted onto the IP above the glove box. And yeah, proudly made in India, and you know, we're extremely proud of that fact. And you know, and then the designers also imagine where the product will end up. And for us, it was always in this, you know, luxury environment, tough but elegant, a bit like.
We called it as a glide platform that underpins this rocks. So the rocks can rock, but the glide glides like what you do in movies. So I heard you are so a fan of, passionate about 4x4 vehicles and off-roaders.
Absolutely, yeah. Seriously.
And you may know about the frame. But I went to my grandfather, Newton. He's an European grandfather for me. And I asked him, what is this all of them are talking about? And he told me one thing, Venu, there is only two simple formulas. For the ride, one formula. For cornering, there is another formula. What is that? He said F is equal to MA. M is controlled by the highways. Don't touch it. That's about the road profile. Mass is what you can
force
control.
is equal to mass into acceleration.
Absolutely.
Correct. You can't do anything about the acceleration in Mumbai.
Isaac Newton formulas, you remember? My God, you are not an actor. Said,
because you've got a lot of swag. Your mic is the only mic that's working. You're standing there, you've got a lot of swag in the way you're moving.
No, I'm emulating. You see, John, this is the front suspension. You said once we reduce the mass, we make the spring very softer.
Yeah.
But then, you know, this is a rock star. We need to go a little bit detail into it. You know, in traditional off-roaders, this is called the bushes. So we get into the bushes part of it. This bush has a significant impact on what you asked for about ride. Typically, we have a similar stiffness of the bushes. And in this case, what we did, we significantly reduced the ride bush. It's about 90 kilos per millimeter deflection. What he told me way back, he told it, I think, in 2037 or so, BC.
But yeah, I noticed there you widen the damper span there.
Exactly. So in the rear suspension, John, you remember, we have a 190 kilos rear axle. The damn thing starts dancing, you know, like yesterday rock, it will dance if you don't control it properly. Now we need 2-3 things to arrest it and allow only to move up and down. In the steam engines, he brought the Watt-Sling to arrest this movement in the railways. And we brought the technology here, first time in this segment, that's Watt-Sling. Again, we will explain the principle when we are riding. You asked about why did we increase the wider? Right. When we designed the new frame, we found out, again, the lever principle, that the more you widen the shock absorber, the less the advantage of designing the new frame. And we put the shock in between the frame and the wheel. Typically, the shock is inside the frame. So you have far high distance between the wheel and frame, wheel and shock. So that's the trick. So that is why this platform is called glide.
Wow.
No?
That's why I'm just wondering what the Galileo principle is, though. Because
it's two heads. I believe you must be doing biceps.
Yeah.
And what heads you are operating in the biceps?
So that's very similar. For example, sometimes what we do is a similar principle where we stand on something called a power plate where there's a certain frequency hertz. So we just hold the strap like this and it goes at 30 frequency, 40 frequency per second. So you're working your bicep that fast. So it's a shortcut to quick workouts.
So here we deal it not 30, 40, John. Here for the ride we deal it 1 or 2 heads. And the dampers. Yep. And as you go over the high speeds, when you are landing in the Cochin airport, you would have seen on the waterways, there are a lot of imperfections, right? Yeah. The roads are exactly like that. When you are going on a high speed, you need a very, very low damping. That gives you a plush ride. So we put these two technologies to get the plush ride. So the frame, the entire architecture, plus the damper, and then in several places in our country, they put a very speed breaker, very high speed breaker. Correct. You go over it and then it comes. We wanted very smooth.
I call them car breaker. Sorry?
Young assistant, you got a Thar.
Yeah.
Oh. And typically hydraulic systems are a little hard, you know.
Yeah.
For the younger ones, it is a little tough.
Yeah.
But we got an electric.
I got a Thar for, my assistant's got her own Thar, but my director, I bought him a Thar. A 3-door. So he's so happy, just like a child, he goes around.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But you know, the young assistant, the lady will love this electric power steering. It's so light.
Yeah.
And we moved the architecture so close to 18% that it's very precise.
From hydraulic to electric. Okay.
So that's the system. So John, when we put all of them together,
yeah, I wanted to know a little bit about, because again, I'm saying this because I really don't know about NVH.
NVH.
Yeah.
So
I understand speed, you're going fast, you're driving,
yes.
What's NVH? It's got something to do with noise.
So it's very difficult, but I will try and explain in your language, John. So if I do like this, up to 20 hertz per second, that's only vibration. And it's not, air cannot hear it. But anything you do between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, only air can hear it, but the body cannot feel it. So that's NV. And the harshness is the combination of these two, what you feel and hear. That's the NVH. So you go to fitness center, and for the NVH we go to stiffness center.
Fantastic.
That's what we do. So how did we improve the stiffness? So traditionally we took the frame and our CI engineer said cut it to 200 sections.
Right.
And then make small, big, small, big, small, big, irregular, you know. Right. Then the longitudinal member becomes very stiff, varying shapes. That's one innovation that we brought in. When we join the cross members, a lot of time the engineers have a limitation. So they join it only with the inner. They don't penetrate through the outer. So we did to the outer all across. We get a very strong, stiff, yet light frame. That's why you see the bending frequency, the twisting frequency, very, very high. The result is what you see, John. John, You notice this, there is something going around, like the bus goes always around in MRV and in
Yeah,
studios.
but again, sorry, Velu, it says rectangular ring. A rectangle is rectangle and a ring is circular.
Oh my God, you got it. I don't know the answer now. Now we have to find an answer to this. So this is something 650 millimeter up to here. You can remember the tire diameter that Pratap's is. 7, 8, 9 millimeter is the tire diameter. Easy number to remember. And Pratap's educated me. And then we put the water and then we tested it. Approach angle, departure angle, breakover angle, way above any competition. You see this, John, for that such a beast to go through, you need 12,000.
So much? 3,000?
So much. You know, John, per wheel is 3,000. You can ask me, what is this value 3,000 Newton meters? Very simple to understand.
Yeah.
I put 1 meter lever and I ask 3,000 grandfather Newtons to turn the wheel. It's not 1 horse. It's per wheel 3,000 Newtons. My grandfather from UK is coming and driving this car. This is such a powerful.
Wow.
This is what we introduced new in this.
Yeah,
segment.
this is what I want to understand. ELD and there's another.
You know, someone invented the differential, but they forgot if one wheel is out of the touch, the whole torque goes to that. It is unfair, no? It's like you paying to someone who is not working. So then the person came and invented, okay, I put an electric differential lock. Then the wheel which is free, off the air, will not lock. That wheel will be locked and the torque will flow here. So the first time we bring it here, John.
Super.
Then you can ask me, what happened to the front? So we use the brake locking.
That's for the front.
That's for the front.
For the front,
So
BLD.
both wheels get locked. Terrain modes, these guys love sand, mud, snow. That is their hometown. When you go to snow, we were trying to find out, can we do something to turn it very fast?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. There's this visual, I was trying to understand, how do you get such a turning radius in?
So the father of this platform, Dr. Vikraman from IIT Madras, is a doctorate from IIT Madras. He came with an intelligent solution. Sir, why don't we lock these inner wheels and then turns very fast? So how do you do that? You know the steering is fully turned. You know the speed is below 10-15 km per hour. Then I take these two inputs, I lock it.
Oh, wow.
I would rather say it is Dr. Vikraman's intelligent turn assist. And he did the same thing. So we give in the roads cruise control. Can you give the cruise control in off-road? And 4-5 km per hour, you put the cruise control in.
And it just manages.
Yes. So on-road, off-road, best of both worlds done.
Wow.
That is close to my heart.
What's the power? What's the power of this car?
20 years I worked on powertrain.
That's most important.
You go at 64 km per hour, you know how much you go and crash against a barrier or a car, you are generating close to 22 tons.
Wow.
So that's what you do. We designed it so well that in this space of the bonnet, you absorb all the energy. When it comes here, you stop. No damage to this structure. You can see it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we bring 3-point seat belt mounting and all the stuffs which you're aware. On the corners, John, what we do is the ESP we bring in. So without ESP, you know it goes in the right way, and with ESP, it turns it on. So with this, the rest left out is only the plushness of the interior. I have to ask my great genius, Pratap-san. I am not an expert in this area. Over to you, Pratap-san.
Just colors, material, and finish. And again, here, John, it starts with our sketchbook. A very, very quick artistic impression of what that interior is going to be. We, Velu-san spoke about the on and off-road ability. You sit at a certain height, you've sat in a Thar. This sort of commanding presence and the view around you is second to none. But all the controls, everything has to be in your reach. Not distract you, but really enjoy your drive.
True.
And therefore, everything, is sort of in the place it needs to be. We find a perfect solution together. And then, again, like the exterior you saw, the visuals get much more definitive. And here our product planning colleagues actually come in and say that, Pratap, Velu, we would like a luxurious or let's say elegant and luxurious, yet tough interior. So you can see the stitching on the IP, you can see the stitching on the door, it's all leatherette. And but the strength of the vehicle is never lost. So if you look at the grab handles, I know you go to the gym and work out and all, but that grab handle will give you a fight. Agreed?
Absolutely.
Huh? And of course,
That's it. For a person who looks at cars, I think the sunroof is a big selling point.
Yeah.
So tell us something about this.
Absolutely. I mean, we are seeing this. It brings in light to the vehicle. It gives that sense of openness.
It's pretty large.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's one of the largest Velu.
Yes,
correct me if I'm wrong. And it's that wind in the hair feeling, but it's also that light in the car. This is very much a vehicle for your friends, your family, to go out and enjoy life. And like Velu-san described, it can do anything. On and off-road behavior is amazing, right? So you're unlimited in where you can reach. 5-inch screen. You see the little boilerplate,
Right, yeah.
which is so important. Everything you touch, the Harman Kardon speakers,
yeah.
the hand stitching, it's leatherette, John. A lot of people feel that white will get dirty, but it's leatherette, you can just wipe it
Easily
down.
wash it off.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no problem, but you can see the kind of sense of space it gives you. And of course, that gorgeous, sky roof, sunroof, pano
Absolutely.
roof. And again, the ventilated seats that the team put in.
Beautiful.
There's
It's really
a-
beautiful.
Go-driver.
there's
Stunning. And I think with the lighter, it gives you a larger sense of space also.
everything you touch and feel in the vehicle, the perforation pattern,
Yeah,
the
it
color of
looks
the
lovely.
tread. So it's almost like, when you go and get a suit stitched.
Absolutely, that's beautiful.
It's almost that bespoke feel.
I like the attention to detail, which is so important.
Velu-san always quotes scientists and, I quote, of course, artists. And Ms. Vandero said, God lies in the details.
The armrest.
Yeah.
Armrest.
That's-
Handrest.
And I'm sure this is a one piece. This is not a.
So the
single-
boss can move forward and back.
Yeah,
So
You can move forward back, but they're one, right?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Okay. So that, in short, John, was our sketchbook for the Roxx design.
It's beautiful. Plus.
6-1 plus.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering whether, I'm about 186 centimeters, so, and this is a very practical question because I get worried about that. Will I be comfortable in the back seat if I sit in the front seat? I put my seat at a certain space where I'm comfortable and then I just hop into the back seat.
6.1.
So what's my headspace about me?
6.1, 185 centimeter, 1,850 millimeters. So that ratio of 48%. So you must be about 42
42.
inch band, similar the hip to toe. It's about 42 inches.
Will you join me in my costume department? And then really perfect.
So
That's perfect.
Must be about 8 sit on the first row where you sit. 130 millimeter to 100 millimeters you have.
Oh, wow.
That's the over your head. You have the head clearance.
That's enough space, yeah.
So I think you can jump on with the rocks. you have a. But by the way, look at it. Somebody.
So just I mean, I love my Balians here. They're my little doggies, and they travel with me everywhere.
Oh.
So I see a 644 liter at the back, but they sit in front with me. So I think this is beyond perfect for me.
You have 600 and roughly 50 liters. Or 325 liters per girl, so you can give, and then they can jump around. My big dada has come. He has gone to Cochin to find out number of more dealers to sell the Thar. He has come back now. Better I give it to him.
And the open to sky is class leading and one of the best in the segment. The product also comes with ADAS. We didn't talk enough about it, but again, it's the ADAS which provides all the features that a level 2 ADAS needs to provide from a safety point of view, both for the driver and the pedestrian. And I think one of the features which is so applicable to a market like India, John, when you will drive it in the traffic of Mumbai, we know how the two-wheelers and the three-wheelers come from different sides, right? But it's a pleasure that when you drive this, you don't need to worry about that because it automatically brakes. So we have the level 2 ADAS on the product, and this, y'all are going to experience the product shortly, is a fantastic sound theater system that we've created in the product.
Very important to me.
Exactly, John. For a person in your profession, you totally get it and you totally understand how important sound is. And while most of the other systems come with a 2-band equalizer, this comes with a 9-band equalizer. Many of them have got a built-in woofer. This has got a 12-channel amplifier, This has got a 12-channel dedicated amplifier in the system. So it literally creates a theater for you inside the vehicle. And we were talking about frequencies and dampening between male and female. Trust me, whether all of that science works or not, this will work for that.
Super.
And of course, we did talk about some of the other features that are going to be available in the product. Powered seat, ventilated seats both for driver and co-driver. Again, the 360-degree surround camera. John, one thing I want to talk to you about this, I'm sure in your vehicles you've experienced what a 360 is and a lot of products offer it today. But one thing that I really loved about this 360 is what it's got in the multiple views as an option. It's got the transparent option. So when you're driving the vehicle, it makes the bonnet transparent. And if there's anything under the vehicle, you have visibility to it. So, and especially in Indian roads, and when you park a vehicle, there are many times that there are strays that sit under the vehicle, etc. So I think this is something which is very nice as a feature to have in the Indian
That's
road.
a first. I mean, it's fantastic.
So that's another thing we brought. And then of course we have Tharroxx Connect. This is something now we offer on our range of products. All our sort of high premium SUVs or high-end SUVs offer Tharroxx as a feature. It comes with 80 plus features, connected car features that just makes your whole connected experience in the vehicle seamless. So I just summarized that for you in one slide, John. This is all that we have to offer to you. Besides what my colleagues have spoken in terms of the sophistication and refinement of the product, it comes with features that one would get in a premium product.
Vijay, this